Hey there, welcome back to the Live Your Yes Life podcast. I'm Lisa, and if you're new here, welcome. This is the place where we blend inner work with the real strategies of building a business that actually thrives so that you can fund the incredible life that you want to live. Okay, let's get right into it. So today we are talking about sales. And I already know some of you just tensed up a little bit just hearing those words. Maybe you felt a little something tighten in your chest. And I want you to just notice, because that reaction that you're feeling, that is exactly what we are unpacking today. Because here is what I often see happening with so many brilliant, talented women, and some men, of course, in business. They have an incredible offer. They know their work changes lives, and they're still not selling. Or they post once, maybe twice, they get crickets, and then they go quiet. And then they tell themselves, okay, it didn't work. I have to rework my offer. But here's what I want you to hear today. It's not your offer that's the problem. It's not your pricing. It's not that people can't afford you. It's your relationship to sales itself. And that relationship is running the whole show, whether you realize it or not. So we are in relationship to everything in our life. Other people, our money, our health, our business. And we're also in a relationship to sales. So let's imagine that sales is a person and it keeps calling you and asking you to spend some time together. Like it wants to take you out for lunch or, for coffee. How are you showing up to that relationship? Is sales texting you to hang out and you're leaving it unread? Or if you had a best friend that was treating you the way you're treating your relationship with sales, how good would that relationship be? So no judgment. My invitation here is to just get curious and to give yourself a really honest answer. So when you think about selling, like really putting your offer out there, talking about it, asking for the sale, what comes up for you? So for many entrepreneurs that I work with, what often comes up isn't strategy. It's more a feeling of feeling guilty, a fear of rejection, or this feeling somehow that like if you charge for what you do, it's wrong. That you should just be helping people out of the goodness of your heart, especially healers, coaches, people who are in this very heart-centered service. I see this come up a lot. And there's a sense that if you talk about your offer too much, people are going to think you're greedy or pushy or that you're just in it for the money. And here's what I think is really wild about that. Most of you aren't even consciously thinking those thoughts. They're not even happening at the surface level. They're living in your subconscious as a feeling. It's kind of like this low hum in the background, this guilt that shows up every time you go to hit publish on a post, every time you go to hit send on an email, or even when someone asks you about your offer or the pricing of your offer, and you notice you're suddenly minimizing what you do. And the thing is, these are inherited stories. These are societal shoulds that tell us things like, okay, you should put others first, or don't be greedy, don't charge for helping people. And they have been running in the background of your business. So here's the other thing I want you to name. When you're afraid to sell, you are completely focused on yourself. You're thinking about how you look. You're thinking about how people perceive you, whether they'll think less of you. And what you're not thinking about is your client. You're not thinking about the person on the other side of the post who is struggling with the exact thing that you solve. You're not thinking about what becomes possible for her when she says yes. So we're selling from this place of fear inside of us. It is really self-focused, and people tend to feel that energy. So now let's flip this completely. Sales truly is not about you. It is an act of service. Full stop. Think about this. You can't help a single person if you're not selling. So every time you hide, every time you post once and then ghost, every time you undercharge because you're worried someone can't afford you, you are actively keeping your work away from the people who need it. And here's the truth that honestly shifted things for me in a really big way personally. In order to run a business that actually serves people at the highest level, you have to charge appropriately. And not just for yourself, but for your team, for your growth, for your continued education, so you can keep showing up better for your clients. And the truth is, you cannot pour from an empty vessel. A business that doesn't generate revenue is really not a business, it's a hobby. And I know you're not here to run a hobby. So when you start to see sales through that lens as responsibility, as integrity, as leadership, everything changes. In a way, it's like you stop asking, okay, what are people going to think? And you start asking yourself, who needs to hear this today? And this is where it gets really good. When you start shifting out of guilt and fear of rejection and into joy and this like genuine belief in what you offer, your entire energy shifts. This is how you become magnetic. It's the frequency that you're operating from. It's higher. And when you are at a higher frequency, you attract clients that are a match for that. Clients who are ready, clients who value your work, clients who show up and do the thing. You can't communicate your value from a place of guilt, but from a place of joy, from a place of being genuinely lit up about what you do and what it creates for people. That is irresistible. Okay, so this is where we jump in and we start to do the real work, because knowing all of this doesn't automatically make the fear go away. So I want to walk you through something right now. It's a 3-part coaching sequence I call Remember, Claim, Choose. And I want you to actually do this with me. So it's really helpful before we do a coaching exercise like this to just get a little grounded into your body. Maybe you need to take a deep breath in and out a couple of times if you can. Just start to feel your feet on the floor. Just get back into this moment and into your body where you're feeling grounded. We're going to get present to something that has been true about you all along. So step 1 is remember. I want you to think about the transformation you create for your clients. The real stuff, like the actual change that happens when someone works with you, or the experience that they get to have, or the result they have when they work with you or hire you or buy your product. And from that place, I want you to ask yourself, what truth do I know about myself and my work that has nothing to do with external validation or results? I'm going to say that again. What truth do you know about yourself and your work that has nothing to do with external validation or results? So this is not what your testimonials say, not what your revenue looks like. What do you know in your bones about the value of what you carry? For me, I know that my clients get to see the truth of who they are at the deepest level. When they work with me, they reconnect to their magic. It's like their inherent worthiness, their power, they see it again. And this is the place where they go and create the life that they want. So what is it for you? Step 2 is claim. Now, if you fully claimed that truth that you just uncovered, like if you let it be real and solid and non-negotiable, if you owned that you are worthy, your work matters, you are exactly the right person to deliver this transformation or this product or this service, how would you show up differently in your business tomorrow? What would you do that you've been putting off? What would you say that you've been holding back? Would you show up and invite people to work with you? If you can, write it down if you're not multitasking, or maybe you give yourself a voice note after you listen to this episode, but I want you to let this answer fuel you with purpose every single day. And step 3 is choose. It's the most important part. This is where you're going to choose what is just the one commitment you are making right now, from your heart to your business, to your clients, to the potential of your own life and what's possible. And I want you to say it out loud like it's already decided, because our words carry a frequency. And when we take an action, make a commitment, we speak it out loud, we set something really powerful in motion. So you cannot wait until you have results to feel successful. You have to decide that you are successful first, and the results will be the icing on the cake. The belief has to come first. The identity has to come first. And it requires a little bit of what I lovingly call unhinged belief in yourself. The willingness to start your own party before anyone else shows up. And you have to be able to trust that the people are coming, no matter how long it takes, no matter what it looks like in this moment. You've got to be the one that gets the party started, that brings people to you. So you don't have to release the past. You don't have to wait until you have healed every single wound. You truly simply have to decide what your relationship to your business and to sales is going to be from this point forward, and then operate from that decision every single day. So here's what I want to leave you with today. Sales is not a strategy problem. When we're not showing up, when we're avoiding, when we're hiding, it's an identity problem. And the moment you shift who you are being in relationship to your business and to sales, when you stop operating from guilt and you start operating from belief, from responsibility, from genuine love for your clients and your work, this is where everything changes. Your visibility changes, your magnetism changes, your results will change. So I wanted to share with you, this is the work that we do every single day inside of our private mastermind called The Circle. It's not just the strategy. What we do there is the inner game that makes the strategy actually work. If you're an entrepreneur or you're a leader and you're building towards a multi-six, or even a 7-figure business, and you understand that when you shift in your self-leadership, the way you lead yourself, your entire life responds. Your experience, your growth, your sales, your visibility, your belief in what you're building. And I want to invite you to come and check out what we're doing inside. I'm going to drop a link below where you can reach out and ask us any questions that you have. And, the circle is where we do exactly what we did today. I actually recorded this podcast based on a conversation that I just had within the circle. It's part of the Business Builder series that we're doing, where we went really deep on the mindset behind sales. And a lot of people revealed that they noticed they had been avoiding, or they had been somehow hiding from sales. And through the process that I take my clients through, they were able to completely open up to a new possibility and get out there and start selling. And sales is just one tiny piece of what we cover inside the circle. We go deep on so much more, every aspect of your business, but not just business. We are life coaches for entrepreneurs. And so I always say that entrepreneurship is like, it's like personal development on crack, because everything that you need to address, that you need to heal, you're going to see those limiting beliefs. They're going to be front and center. And success in entrepreneurship requires you to really move through it. So the people that do this inner work, they are the ones who seem to get these out of nowhere results, right? Even though what I know to be true is they're actually doing the hard work. They're doing the strategy and they're doing the inner work. They're shifting those beliefs inside. I also have a free gift for you today. So I dropped our free quiz called the Divine Design Quiz. This is going to show you how to lead, market, and sell according to your own unique divine design, because we are all wired differently, and there is no one right way, but there is one right way for you, and that's the way that is most natural to you. So I hope you enjoyed this episode today. Grab that quiz. Please be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it, who's ready to grow and stretch with you. Okay, you guys, until next time, I dare you to take what we uncovered for yourself here and go out and make some sales this week.